So today I'm going to show you the highlights reel of the podcast that I joined Irina Hollatz on. It's her podcast called WFM Unfiltered, and you can find her on LinkedIn and wherever you get your podcasts. So in this podcast where Irina and I go through the question about WFM, is it strategic or is it an administrative function? Quite an interesting topic. We do deviate a little bit because there's always a line about, is it strategic? Yes, there are some strategic components to it. And is it administrative? Yes, there are administrative components to it. But is that line clear? Does it need to be clear? Or is that line blurred or not there at all? So quite an interesting topic. You can find the full episode of our discussion around this topic on her channel called WFM Unfiltered. But for now, here's the highlights reel, and I hope you guys enjoy watching this clip.
In the long term, it would be good for me to get more knowledge about data science, about data analytics, about SQL, about Python, all these things and how they would eventually relate and integrate into WFM.
For me, if you are in the WFM industry, yes, there is a big part that it's communication and strategy and relationship, but it is based on data, and that data needs to come from somewhere, and you need to be able to understand that data. Are you certain about your data? How do you do your service level? What are your formulas? Are you sure about your offer calls?
When the system was set up, did you have a professional in there to define the metrics that you need, to define the calculations, to make sure the formatting is correct? It's because we're rushing to get the stuff out and nobody's going through to say, let's define it. Let's see. AHT, this is what it means. Definition sent out to the business. Calculation sent out to the business. We know what it means. And that's a step that's missing.
It's not about the stupid file. It's about what is it, that file.
I did this analysis to say, here's what's happening in our business with our own employees. Here's at what age group we are hiring at. We're getting people at this age, youngsters straight out of school, which is fine. We're hiring from this location. Now we're not considering how far they've got to travel. And they're the ones leaving because they're getting jobs closer to their home. If companies just consider, look, let's get one professional or two professionals who's been in the industry for many years to come and teach my team and train my team and build that strategy and explain to them why all these departments need to connect into WFM and why WFM needs to output into all these departments. I think that'll fix the problem. Consider where your career is going to grow. It's going to be analytical. It's going to be away from ops. You're going to be heading into a support role. That's the direction it's heading in.
Everything changes. Now we're talking about AI, but we're stuck with our practice and the way we did schedule 20 years ago in our organization. Well, it just doesn't match. I genuinely think that WFMers should be paid more. Their role should sit higher in the organization because they oversee everything, and basically they create the foundation for your workforce to be available for your customers. If you can't meet anyone to speak to you, like, where's the customer experience then?
WFM should be spoken about from a strategic level. Always start at, it's not how many people are on break at this time. It's at the top. What does my 5-year goal in WFM look like? How am I contributing to the business?